Today, we're taking a look at the Neonic Flare. What's up guys? If you've seen my videos in the past about Neonic, you'll know that they're known for their great quality and great price point. And the Flare is their newest paddle offering. The Flare has been generating a lot of hype so far, and for good reason. Spoiler alert, it's really good. And it's easily made its way into my top 5 paddles. So let's take a look at what makes this paddle so good. Starting out with the basics, this is a brand new shape from Neonic. This is a new standard shape with a long handle, leaning into the current trend of wide body releases. The paddle is 16 inches long by 8 inches wide, and they have it listed at a 5.5 inch handle, but I actually have mine overwrapped to 6 inches. It's a 16 millimeter core, thermoformed with edge foam, an average weight of 8.2 ounces, an average swing weight of 113, and an average twist weight of 7.2. And of course, the big headline feature, the carbon fiber and titanium weave face. Also, this particular titanium weave looks really nice in my opinion. The gold really pops. And of course, like all Neonic paddles, the price point is great. It's listed at $150, but with the 10% discount code SCOOTER, it brings it down to $135. Also, quick shout out to Looky Overgrips and Pickleball Effect tungsten tape. I use those products on every review. You can also use discount code SCOOTER on their websites to save 10%. Alright, so all of that sounds great on paper. How does it play? The Flare is a good all-around, all-court paddle. It has all of the playing characteristics you'd expect. Starting with the power, this paddle produces more power than you'd expect from a lot of standard and wide body paddles. It's definitely not a top-end power paddle, but it generates plenty of power. The control from the titanium face is super solid, but it does take a minute to get dialed in if you're used to traditional carbon fiber paddles. The spin, as with all Neonic paddles, is top tier, no worries there. And of course, as I've hinted at, the titanium feel. After all the hype that the Shogun generated, we knew that more titanium paddles would be coming out shortly. And since its release, the Shogun has been my main paddle. And it was that unique feel off the titanium face that made it so special to me. And I'm very happy to say that the Flare has that same feeling. If you haven't had the chance to play with the titanium paddle yet, it is a unique and more dynamic feel. It's a little bit softer off the face, but it has a really springy pop to it. And that springy pop is what I enjoy so much about it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you get it dialed in, control shots feel effortless. It's just a really unique feeling that I happen to really enjoy, and it's nice to have it in a more maneuverable wide body shape now. However, I should point out that this paddle isn't quite as maneuverable as you might think. It has a higher swing weight than most standard and wide body paddles, though it is definitely still not high. The average swing weight of 113 puts it right in line with more hybrid shaped paddles, and just ever so slightly higher than most standard and wide body paddles, and definitely still lower than pretty much all elongated paddles. I think Neonic did a really good job finding the balance with this paddle. It's very stable and has good plow through while still being fast and maneuverable in the hands. I'm actually a big fan of heavier paddles though, so I added a bit more weight using Pickleball Effect tungsten tape. I added 4-gram strips on each side starting just below the corners. I found for me that just increased stability and added even more plow through the ball. However, I did play with it stock, and I think for most people, stock right out of the box is perfectly fine. So overall, this is a really great paddle. True all-court, all-rounder paddle. Good power, good control, good spin, and that unique titanium feel. It's everything I loved about the Shogun, but now in a standard wide body shape. And it's at an excellent price at $135. Remember, if you do decide to pick one of these paddles up, use discount code SCOOTER. It not only helps the channel, but also lets the brands know who sent you there, which helps me to do more of these reviews. Then of course, liking and subscribing also helps the channel a ton. Feel free to leave any questions you have down in the comments. Stay tuned, I have more reviews coming soon.